Hey guys, so we're back with another drive right after the Cybertruck, not the Cybertruck, what am I saying? The Robotaxi event, yeah. Late night. So Robotaxi event, and I thought, oh, we have a détour here. I'm gonna have to end the video. Or not. Is it open?
Now it is.
Well, I mean, the road's open.
No, people are driving on this. My mom did it yesterday.
Okay. Okay, good. So that was a block road, but it was an opening, and FSD took the chance to drive in it. So yeah, aftermath of the Robotaxi event, the robot event. Actually, it wasn't even a Robotaxi only. It was Optimus and all that. So right off the bat, I think people are not everyone is happy about the event. I think most are unhappy, and I thought I'll share my thoughts on this drive and yeah, tell you guys what I think about it. So I think the car looks great. That's the first thing. And I was surprised. People were expecting, I think, maybe one car. Me, I was expecting one car. I had no expectation for this event, okay? You have a lot of people who were expecting multiple things that didn't happen, and that's why they're unhappy about it. So that was a speed bump, and we didn't slow down for it. But there was multiple cars, multiple Cybercabs, all driving on the streets, with Model 3s, Model Ys, also driverless, driving on the streets. So I was not expecting that to happen. I was just expecting maybe a few demos, people jumping into the cars, checking it out. But you have, this is what's important, I think, is that you have multiple cars that are ready, functioning, that have the application ready. People are getting into them. If you check Twitter after, of people who filmed the event, people are getting into the car. You have destinations already on the map. You can decide where you want to go. The doors are closing in. You have control over the windows. So it's a functional car with the apps also working. There's games on the car already. So it's not just it doesn't look like a fake product, right? It's something that looks concrete, and there's multiple cars. It's not just one Cybertruck. It's not one Model 3. Every time that they showed a new product, they were showing one product at a time, but it was multiple cars, and personally I was not expecting that, so that was a big surprise for me. And then I thought the van was cool, or the whatever it is, it's a bus, or I don't know what the cyber van they call it, or Robovan, I don't know what they call it, but I thought that was cool. I was not expecting that either. So another product, is that gonna happen? Maybe it looks more like a roadster product that we never know when it's gonna launch, if it's ever gonna launch. But I could see the use case of the bus, especially when the cab is gonna be a 2-driver car. You're gonna need something that is bigger for maybe longer distances or commutes maybe, and that's where it's gonna be interesting to have the van or the bigger bus. So besides that, I think the bots were confusing. People aren't sure. It looks like it's being controlled by someone behind the scenes. So interesting there. So far they haven't commented if the bots were interacting on their own or if there was someone controlling them in the back, and there's a lot of confusion on that. Personally, I think, yeah, it's for sure being controlled. If it's not, that is insane. But if it is, still a good demo of what multiple bots can do at the same time. And eventually, so this is it. I think this is where people are upset about the event. They can't tell when things are gonna happen, but I don't think that's the important part about the product that they're showing. They're showing something that is concrete. They're showing something that is gonna evolve and is gonna work ultimately. So if you look back, same thing happened with the Model 3 when Tesla was projecting to make 500,000 cars a year. No one believed them. They said it's not going to happen. There's no way that they can do a mass production of the car. Same thing with the Cybertruck. They said it's never going to happen. It happened, but later. But it still happened. And now the Cybertruck is the most sold EV. The Model Y is the most sold SUV. EV is... Oh no, the Model Y is the most sold car in the world. Not EV, not by price tags. It's just the most sold car in the world right now is the Tesla Model Y. And no one thought that it would happen. If you go back, if you go back and look at people's comments, they're going to be saying the same thing over and over. They're going to say, it's not going to happen, fake product, Elon's lying, Tesla's a scam. So, same thing is happening here. It's a product that is, how do you say it? There's optimism behind the product. They're aiming for something big. They're aiming with something without wheels, without a pedal. And people are complaining that there's no actual product that's going to be released until this car works. Maybe they're going to add a wheel and then they're going to sell it to people as well. Who knows? Like, why would they tell you that they're doing something like that if it's in the works and that it would undercut the sale of their Model 3s or the Model Ys? You know, if people are going to wait for a cheaper car that looks cooler and they say it's going to be launched in the next 2 years, they're going to destroy their own sales. So why would they tell you that they have a cooler product coming into the market that you can buy for yourself? So it's an event to show the cool products, but it's not an event for consumers, I think. That's the biggest difference. And I think there's a lot of things to be optimistic about, because products are there in front of your face. They're working. The doors are opening. You're sitting into them. They're driving. There was no accidents with all those cars. Look at my car now. Took over traffic. And what Elon said is that Model 3s, Model Ys, Cybertruck, all these cars are going to be unsupervised FSD as well. So people are complaining. So multiple complaints, right? I've been reading on Twitter, but some are saying, who needs a 2-seater car? But you're going to have the Model 3, you're going to have the Model Y that are going to be driving themselves, like my car is right now. So if you need more people in the car, you can have the current models that are on the streets. But what's important is that 90% of the drives, according to ARK Invest with their stats, 90% of the drives are by single persons in the car. So you don't need a big car if you're just alone in your car doing commute for work, for events or whatever. You just want the cheaper, best product to take you to your destination. And that's where the 2-seater is perfectly fine for that. But if you need more space, you need more people, you already have the cars that are going to be able to drive themselves. Maybe you need to update the hardware. Maybe my car's not going to be able to do it, but the next Model 3, next Model Ys that are going to be updated are going to be able to do it. Again, it's not, to me, I don't think it's an event that was meant for us as consumers. It's an event to show the products, to show what they have to launch in the future. And I understand if you're paying for FSD and you think you bought a car thinking that it's going to drive you 10 years down the road, and finally it's not able to because it's outdated. I understand that you would be upset, but it's like any product that is outdated. They thought that they would be able to do it, but if they can't, then there's disclaimers on the product that you purchase, right? So understandable if people are upset about that, but again, you can't expect a technology that doesn't exist to happen in the most optimal way possible. There's going to be challenges, and that's one of the challenges. We don't know when it's going to be fully functional, and if it's going to be functional on my car, your car, or if it's going to be outdated. So I think that's it. I don't know if there was any other comments that needed to be addressed. if you just take a moment and you look back. Oh, and okay, the other thing, the event sucked. Okay, the presentation sucked, but that's not new. You look at every Tesla event, even the Cybertruck event. They did AI events that they do. Any event that they did was boring to watch. Personally, I didn't think this one was boring to watch. I really enjoyed it, but it's awkward. They're not doing any production on it. It's not really scripted. Elon is just showing up, talking randomly. He stutters. He's not natural. He's not the best person to be speaking in front of a crowd. So he's not a salesperson. It doesn't look good as a presentation. So maybe that also affects people's perspective of the event. But overall, in my opinion, I'm even more excited than I was before seeing it. Would it be interesting to see the application? I think that would be interesting. If they showcase how the application works, if they were to launch an application, that would be interesting as well. But at the same time, if you have a product that works and you have competition, you have Waymo, you have other companies, you have Chinese companies trying to imitate, if your product's not ready to be launched on the day, why would you show it to people so they can copy it, you know? Yeah, it's a complicated situation, but I think if they have a product that is close to being ready, it's better to save the product for a product release than to try to show it off and risk it being stolen by other people. So yeah, that's it. We have 2 more minutes, so a flawless drive, except for one intervention for the speed bumps. Again, problems with FSD right now, speed bumps, the speed control, but that's pretty much it. We've had drives of 45 minutes without intervention, multiple drives, no intervention. It's just when you get in some situations that is obviously not fully trained for right now, it's not able to do it. But I wouldn't be able to use a car without FSD. And yeah, it's good to be optimistic in anything in life, guys. It's not just about Tesla cars, whatever. If you're pessimistic about your health, if you're pessimistic about the world, if you think the world's going to end, if you think it's going to be a nuclear war, if you think people's going to die, if you're pessimistic about life, you're going to have a bad life. If you're optimistic, there's only upside. And I think it's good to be optimistic in life. So food for thought. I'm going to do a next video maybe on positioning. I think that's interesting topic. Positioning is important, more important than time is what I figured. Anyways, that's me rambling. So yeah, my random thoughts on the product, FSD, flawless drive except for the speed bump. It's gonna happen. I'm optimistic, but if you're not, then we'll see you guys in a few years. That's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.